test on one day. India, England, Australia. A four-up lucky big three-side slayer. What a player! What a player! What a player! Discussing zinger bells and white balls to hells. Bagging greens for long from New South Wales. Is the RPL heaven or hell? Will the 100 fail or do quite well? What a player! What a player! What a player!
England frustrated by India on day 3 of the third test match as Pujara finds form and Virat Kohli almost finding form. But Purval Modi is here to talk about those two. We will get on board with it. But India closed the day on 215 for 2, trailing by 139 after half centuries by Pujara and Rohit Sharma. Fantastic first innings, second innings partnership. To talk about day 3, how it ended, and what a miraculous escape this is turning out to be. We got Anil Jain back into the mix, Ravi, who's been consistent on this test match, and then guess who is here? Purval Modi, who always wants India to win, but he also has an opinion. Welcome, guys. How was your work week, and how did you enjoy the day today?
Work week was fantastic. I mean, today, thank God it's Friday. So hopefully, and happy that India is a little bit back in this test match, and overall happy with the way the batting performance, with the batsman play.
Okay, much happier, Ravi, from day one. Great, good to see. Anil and Purval?
So I would not say that India is in a better position, but at least I'm happy to see that India is giving a fight, and they are fighting back and not giving how they performed in the first inning. So they are retaliating back, and I'm expecting that a change. We might see a little bit of change in the batting as the pitch has become more flatter compared to day one.
Okay.
So I'm expecting that at least we can reduce down the lead, and let's hope for the best.
Excellent. And I don't know what drawing board or drawing room IJPK is talking about, but I did see the body language though of Indians slightly more focused. What do you guys think? I think something's changed, or did the first innings lessons learned is what they are acting upon second innings?
Definitely. It looks like they're finding their normal forms. They're believing themselves that they can achieve this particular target, and then they're just playing regular how they used to play. So if you look at Pujara's inning, this is his standard inning, what he used to play, I think before 2018 or so. His strike rate used to be around 50-60 during those days also. So this is your typical Pujara back in the form. Virat Kohli looks good. Hats off to Rohit Sharma. In the current Test match in the Lords also, in this particular Test match, he's managed to play 100 deliveries in both the innings. And as an opener, it's never easy for any opener in England. It's only Alistair Cook who's able to find that kind of form. But other than that, no one has been able to play as comfortably as Rohit Sharma has played. So there's confidence back in the team, and I think they're taking each session at a time. They're just breaking it very in a small bits and trying to achieve a target. So yeah, really good day for India. And I would like to point out, Purva doesn't miss any time. He straight comes back to his thoughts and his opinion. That's the Purva we like.
Excellent. And look, I think we all were talking about the importance of our middle order coming through, the importance of our middle order scores. This second innings kind of explains why we are all so frustrated. If Virat Kohli and Pujara contribute to what they are doing, 90 and 40 odd, and then if openers get to us like 50 for no loss, it's a completely different batting lineup, Ravi, Purval, and Krishna. What do you guys
Yeah,
think?
yeah. Because yesterday also I told in the show also, if India manages to take even under runs lead in this second innings, it'll be huge, huge morale boost for the batsmen. Imagine, that's why I said if India should take 100 runs lead, they have to score 500 runs, and 500 runs means at least two, three batsmen getting to a big score. Already Pujara has shown his class, and as previous speakers or even Modi, Purval said, it's about application and what the entire body language has changed, and that is shown clearly. And the positive approach by Pujara, the first 5 6 balls, I mean, it was almost an 107 strike rate, which Purval has mentioned in the offline also. I mean, that shows the intensity of this team, and they were really ready to fight. And this, leave this test match. This will help the rest of the series. Is what I think.
The best thing about the Pujara's inning is two shots. One is the pull shot. I have never seen Pujara playing a pull shot in such a such a way. Second was the uppercut, which he hit above Butler's or Baristow's head. I have never seen him playing the T20 shots which he was playing. So that gave a morale boost, and clearly the body language of all the batsmen have changed. I was pretty
You
much
Purval also got morale boost because I do know he was very critical about Pujara getting dropped. But I'm sure
Yes.
for the next three test matches, Purval, you're going to say he should never be dropped. Is that true?
Correct. So as a fan, if you see, even I was frustrated with Virat Kohli's inning. I shared one offline photo. Virat Kohli has not scored a century for last 50 innings. And on one side, we are comparing him with all the scores, runs with Sachin Tendulkar. So somewhere I had an expectation that this is the Virat Kohli is the person only who can break Sachin's record. But after a lull of almost 2 to 3 years, I still have doubts in my mind that can he break Sachin's record.
Okay.
But for this particular test match, I guess we need the whole team and till Bumrah, everybody to back in on typical fashion and hang on till their last breaths.
Okay. And Krishna, Sanjay thinks that England is still in commanding position. But what do you think? Is England still upper hand, or is it India coming back into the game?
Well, I still think England is still in the upper. England is still having the upper hand because we may have wiped out at least half or 60% of the deficit. Okay, we still have 130 odd runs to still come into that to clear that deficit and then start giving that the target to the England team. But what I felt is the difference between day one and day three. Day one, we've completely been outplayed by the opposition in terms of bat and ball. Our team lacked teeth. We did not give our 100% best. There are few rash shots, and we've got deceived by the England bowlers. The lens that were bowled, the lens that were targeted towards our batsmen, the kind of loose shots that we played. I think we did not give our 100% best in terms of bat and ball. We say it was a horror day for to start a test match, and day two was not great either, and at the same time it was not bad as well. It's a
Mm.
pretty balanced day, I would say. Day two was a pretty balanced day, but when compared to day one and day two, we've ticked a lot of boxes on day three. We did not give any loose shots. There were a lot of balls which were coming towards the batsman. We did not give our wickets away. Okay, there comes a few bad deliveries. We waited for that. There's a lot of patience in that, a lot of determination not to give a wicket. Okay, because uh, Rahul may have a bit of up and down in this series. But when we see Cheteshwar, Pujara, Virat Kohli, and Ajinkya Rahane, they haven't had a great series so far. So we need to make sure that the middle order, which is very much tense right now, our top order should be as strong as possible, and our team has done exactly that. We
Okay.
have 340 or 50 odd runs, but we brought the deficit down to 150 or 130, which is a great thing.
Krishna obviously is pretty optimistic, which is good to see. अनिल, आपको क्या लगता है रूट की कप्तानी टाइम एंड अगेन हमको दिख रहा है कि जब प्रेशर बढ़ता है, जब एक सेशन में विकेट नहीं मिलता है, वो ऑटोमेटिकली डिफेंसिव कैप्टन बन जाते हैं. कुछ और could he have done anything different route today?
I don't think so. I don't think so. He did drastically. He didn't take a drastically wrong step. I think the England batsmen did really play well. His bowlers did support him. They were bowling that offline, four stump line again and again. There were a few instances where they were going and bowling towards the leg side, where Pujara made them pay for it. But other than that, I don't think so. Root did anything wrong. He has to be defensive in a way that you can't allow the batsman to scroll freely. Also, as and when Kohli gets into form, his cover drives are going to come through. Pujara's cut shots are going to come through. So that's all going to happen. So you have to be a little defensive. But other than that, I don't think so he was wrong anywhere. And the bowlers, they did pretty well, but it's just that sometimes they used to go towards on the leg side. There were quite a few buys, and Butler did an amazing job behind the stumps. That's where I think England went wrong today. But other than that, I think it was pretty okay.
Okay. And I'll ask this question to all four of you first round, but Ajay PK is looking for Sanjay Dubey, who's missing in action, who thought the game will be over today. Now cross your hearts and tell me frankly, starting with Purval Modi, did you think that we will lose the match today, Purval Modi?
After the first inning, yes, I definitely thought that the test match would be wrapped up today.
Okay. Ravi?
No, because the pitch flattened out. I don't think so. India is that kind of team where they will get all out in a day again.
Okay. Anil Jain?
No, I thought they would get all out by tomorrow. But that was my prediction. So yeah.
Okay. And Krishna, obviously Sanjay is out to buy some eggs. What did you think? Will India win the day three, or would they have lost today? I think you're on mute, Krish.
Yeah, I thought the game will go till day 40. No chances of no days, thoughts of getting out all of today.
Okay, excellent. And from umpiring perspective, Rohit Sharma given out, I think it was a fair call. Aren't we overreacting on that?
No, I guess the ball was completely missing. It was just completely missing out the stumps. And if umpire would have not given the umpire review, then it would have been not out. But as per what I saw on the TV, it was completely not out. That was really bad call from umpire.
Was it a bad call from umpire, or is it just DRS Howler?
Probably DRS Howler, but I did not agree that he was out. The ball was completely missing the stump.
Okay. What can India do tomorrow, Ravi? How can we survive?
First of all, new ball is due from the first over of the day's play. Again, I say, I have been repeating this the entire series. If India survives the first hour of this first session tomorrow, we are looking for day 5 also.
Yeah, I think Mithun Ramesh also is pointing it out that India will have to play new ball out. I think if we replicate what happened today, tomorrow too, which is first hour played out, see off Anderson so that he gets a little tired, and then just play Overton and Robinson, Sam Curran and Moeen are probably the potential wicket takers. But I think tomorrow will be crucial. I think Sanjay was mentioning offline on WhatsApp too. I think this is turning out to be a fantastic test match. Hopefully India pulls through. Krishna, any thoughts? Any dramas coming up on day 4?
I don't think there are any dramas coming, but 90 potential overs left tomorrow and another 90 for the next day. But when we focus on tomorrow's 90 overs, we may have a run rate of at least 2.5 or 2.3. We may end up scoring 250 to 270 odd runs. We already have a deficit of 130. If we wipe it off, we will have a technical lead of 150 runs to close the day with. We again have 3 more sessions to happen, and we may have a replay of seeing the Lord's Test once again, where Rishabh Pant and Ravindra Jadeja or the low order can fancy few chances and take another 50 to 80 odd runs and give a target of 220. with two more sessions to play with. We may not see a Lord's result once again, but we may be in a position where we may not lose the test. But for
No,
that
that
to happen,
that means you're saying that Pujara and Kohli and Rahane will bat the entire day tomorrow.
let's hope. But again, it will be again. It is too much to ask for. But what if that happens, and if we end up the day with Rishabh Pant or Ravindra Jadeja still staying at the crease, at least one potential batsman to close with, then we
Yeah.
may end up again playing with um Jadeja or Rishabh to start the next day. At least one batsman who can take care of the remaining tailenders would be very ideal. But again, 90 overs and three batsmen, it's still a tough ask.
So Krishna, what you are suggesting is like India scoring somewhere around 550 to 600 runs, like in second innings, because we have 215 plus 130 lead and 220 more, so that is somewhere around 550
It's probably possible because there are a lot of Virat Kohli fans waking up, and I think Krishna himself is a Virat Kohli fan. So is Mithun Ramesh. So is there going to be this elusive century coming up tomorrow, or is it going to be playing around the outside of the off stump and nick back? What's the thought of
Well, there
Virat
are a lot
Kohli?
of there are a lot of lessons happening for not to jinx a few stuff. So
Yeah.
we've been
Yeah.
jinxing Kohli's century for the last 645 days. So the decision for 100 is still kept to sleep. But what I can say is we had a very good day today. Okay, there are a lot of odds we've defied. We came back strongly. So keeping the same optimism into consideration, we may still have a very good day tomorrow if we keep on if we restart everything, play once again right from the scratch, not to take anything for granted. There may be some balls that will be luring to us uh, outside the off stump, fifth or sixth stump. Virat Kohli for him to drive. But if he keep his calm again, the way how he batted today, we may have a very good sessions, a couple of sessions wicketless or a session wicketless that will give a moral booster for us. We may have not won the test so far, but this is a moral victory. What we had in day three, a complete dominance, like how England dominated day one. It's a complete dominance. May not be in that spectrum, but it's still a complete dominance from our side. It's a moral victory for us.
Yep. And Anil, I know you mentioned that Rohit
Yeah.
played quite a
Correct.
significant innings. Uh, and with Chris Overton, Ollie Robinson, and Anderson getting significant amount of swing, I do think credit India. It's not that it was by chance we were surviving. I think application was there.
Oh,
How important
definitely.
was Rohit Sharma's innings today?
Oh, definitely. I saw him play. That there was no nervous shots from him. There were no edges or something. He plays with a good bottom hand, so even the ball does not go to the slip that easily. Definitely one of the good innings from an Indian opener in England. Definitely. Uh, yeah, so I'm very happy with Rohit Sharma's inning. That's all. And for day four, what I expect Pujara and Kohli to do is just play the first hour. Ravi mentioned even the first session. Only if we score 50 odd runs, that's also okay. And because after that the weather is going to be supportive tomorrow, according to the updates, the pitch is going to become much more flat. So Rahane, Pant, Jadeja, they can also come and score freely, right? Just the first hour, just the first session. Even does not matter if we score or not.
Okay.
Just get the due
I'll tell you
forward.
one interesting trivia. Last time when Pujara was in the crease at 90s, that was in 2012 in Ahmedabad, I guess. He ended up scoring double hundred against England. So this is the second time he's been there in the crease at 90s. So
Let's
this is
hope
the
that
trivia
gets
for
repeated.
Indian fans.
I think
Yeah.
India will be in safe zone if Fuji can get to the double hundred. And
Yeah.
Mithun Ramesh making a good point. I think Modi, this probably is coming back to you. You wanted two heads rolling on day one, Rahane and Pujara. So Pujara already kept you shut. He's playing next test match. What do you think we can expect from Rahane tomorrow if he gets a chance to bat?
So see, I'll compare this particular inning, with day one. So the best thing what openers did was to play down the ball and make it old, which we did not do in the first inning. So I really appreciate KL Rahul, like even if he did not score much, but at least he made the ball older, and Anderson was moved out. And simultaneously, Rohit Sharma also made, played a wonderful innings. Rahane, I have a lot of expectations, and I'm hoping that he will score better. But I want Rishabh Pant to come ahead of Rahane tomorrow, and I want, because the pitch looks very flat, and compared to Rahane, the punt, the pitch suits more for the punt, and we should go attacking if we wanna save this particular test match. Then I have a suggestion and opinion that punt should come ahead of Rahane.
Is this going to happen? I mean, look, it's not a bad option, but Ravi, Krishna, and Anil, is this going to
You
happen?
first let us save this test match. Okay, for us to save this test match, we don't want punt. Okay, as Krishna said, we can use punt to attack, and after taking the lead, first let us survive this fourth day. For that, Rahane is key. Imagine if punt comes ahead of Rahane and he gets out, and we are still managing to get a lead, and nobody is there to take that aggressive shots.
But why
That
not counter
super.
attack? Purval's point is, why not counter attack instead of trying to save the match?
And
Because you
We are
Virat
don't
not.
have
Kohli,
No, we
Virat
don't.
Kohli
We don't
always
have that much of
says,
score behind Suman in the first innings. I mean, if we are say 20 runs short of lead right now, I take that point. I agree with that point with Purval that Pant can come ahead of Rahane and can score and he can make a match out of it. We are still 150 runs or odd runs behind, and we have to score another 150 runs and to survive the match tomorrow. And we are not going to day 5. We are going to day 4. We still have 180 overs to be played in this, and India has to survive next 90 overs to make a match out of it. Otherwise, we can see the match getting over tomorrow itself.
see, agree. I agree that we need to do, but what is the point? You lose at day four or you lose at day five. It's better, to go all
no,
guns
because
blazing
this is
at.
not a series. This is not a series finale, right? We still have two matches. Like Ravi mentioned yesterday, also, if we manage to get a lead, huge morale boosters. The bowlers are going to be tired. Anderson going 3 test matches, bowling his heart out. 4 test match, you may not see the same kind of bowling. And plus, it's in Oval, which is a batting pitch again. So they know that our batting is strong. So you can't just look at this one test match and make a decision like that. And Rahane is a vice captain. Moving him to another position and having Pant coming, I don't think so. That's a good fair idea. Plus, you don't have to be super aggressive. Also, like I said, first session you score 50 odd runs, second session 70, 80 odd runs, third session another 100 odd runs. We are almost there, right? You don't have to be super aggressive per se. Your pitch is going to help you. The weather is going to help you. Even Kohli can play good aggressive shots. So does can Pujara. So I don't think so. Anything has to be changed that drastically.
And see, there is one
Correct.
thing. There is a saying in women and England weather are unpredictable. Okay, so if we survive tomorrow and it rains on on the fifth day, imagine the amount of confidence that we'll be taking towards next test match.
Okay. Ravi's
See,
been
I
a
have
bit
never
starting.
seen. I have never seen Virat Kohli, surviving for entire days. If you are expecting Pujara and Rahane, I can still believe, they can survive one full day, and they can do Lakshman and Dravid thing. But Virat Kohli, I doubt he would
Finally, we see
go
some belief from
fighting
Purval
down.
on Pujara and Rahane. Finally,
No,
we
so
see some
no,
belief.
no. See, I understand they play defensive cricket. I agree with that particular thought process. But with Virat Kohli, that is not possible. I doubt Virat Kohli can stand whole day. I don't agree with that particular
Krishna,
point.
please answer that. Please, you're the correct person for that.
But look, I think that's a fair ask from Purval Modi. But like Anil mentioned, we have to be smart in not losing the test match because we have a long way to go in the series. If we end up with a draw, England will be ultra frustrated going into next match. But if we
Yeah.
give them a win, I think it is going to be detrimental for us. As much as we want to counter-attack Purval, I think it is better to stay safe and still be 1-0 up in the series. Now, switching to England, Krishna, Mithun makes a fantastic point. Going to day 4, will Moeen Ali be a factor tomorrow? Spin.
Well, if you see the last 15 odd overs where the spin has been introduced from both ends, there's a bit of turn that was available. Uh, at the time of the closure of the day. So I feel Moeen Ali will be a very important aspect for England. There'll be some key areas, some roughs being identified, so Ali can explore those roughs. And but when we look at the kind of batsmen that we are there right now in the middle, both Pujara and Virat Kohli are very good players of spin. More than Virat Kohli, Pujara is a terrific player of spin. He comes down the track, despite may not go over the top and hit a boundary, but he comes down the track and try to nudge those singles and try to rotate those strike. But when you see spin from both ends, the scoring will become a pretty easy target for us. The same happened at the end of the day as well. We tried to grab 20 to 25 odd runs and then close the day. So I don't think it will be a double-sided spin, but Moeen Ali will be targeting one rough area, whereas the other picks will focus on the other side. So if
But
he
when
plays,
when will he be introduced? Is my point. Like, will he be introduced in the first session itself? It's a new Duke ball. It's like a
I
fresh
don't
first day of a test
think
match.
he
So
will come with a new ball. I don't think, because
yeah,
Anderson will take one side of it for sure, but I may see Craig Overton taking the other side until the shine goes off. Only then, maybe like 10 to 12 overs for lunch, Moeen Ali may be introduced at that point. Until then, we may have a very good amount of swing and seam coming on that. So I don't think Moeen Ali will be introduced immediately tomorrow. We may see him maybe at the later part of the first session, maybe in the
And I
next
wouldn't be
8 to 10
surprised if Sam Curran takes a new ball, given the fact that Virat Kohli's tendency to fall for left-arm swingers.
Yeah.
But there's one more thing: Craig Overton is getting that extra bounce. We've seen
Yeah,
a ball where Josh Butler got the ball extremely high, and everyone in the slip cotton were surprised. So I don't.
yeah.
There is a possibility Craig Overton taking a new ball, because he's the effective bowler apart from James Anderson in the first innings. So that could be one factor of taking it.
Did Root miss a trick by not bringing in Anderson when VK was in his first 20 balls?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
Hopefully,
this pitch has eased, Suman, because this pitch has eased a lot, and there was no swing on the offer. And Anderson without swing is like pretty much nothing, right? Because we have seen, and there's no reverse swing also happening from this pitch with the England conditions there. I mean, it would not make any difference. I think tomorrow morning will make a huge impact on this game.
right.
Okay. And real quick before we drop, last question, and I want opinion from all four of you. 139 trailing. We have what, 8 wickets in hand still. So what's the day going to be ending tomorrow like? What will be the score prediction, Krishna?
Well, I would say India will end day 4 with 125 runs lead. We may lose 5 wickets. We may still have 5 wickets in our kitty, but we will end the day with 120 odd runs.
Okay, Anil.
no, that's the same exact number I had in my mind. 120 or with 5 wickets in hand. So yeah, so
Over.
somewhere there.
So I have a thought, like we'll score somewhere around 215 we have scored, so 250 more runs, 250 to 280 runs tomorrow.
Total score, or you're saying lead will be 250 to 80?
No, no. Total score would be somewhere around 450, 450 to 480.
Okay, so roughly about 150 lead you're also referencing. Ravi?
Yeah, I think England will go into day 5 requiring 30 runs to win. That's what I see.
Okay, pretty precise. This will be a fantastic end to the series either ways.
Yeah.
Hopefully the weather stays out. This test match will definitely go into day 5, hopefully. But listen, Krishna, Anil, Purval Modi, and Ravi, thanks for joining in for day 3. Really, really appreciate it. Nice weekend coming up, and there is Caribbean Premier League, which started yesterday. If you haven't checked out our preview, go check it out. Gautam Bhimani and Marshall and Santoki provided us. And before we drop, just make sure when you get a chance, like this video. We would really appreciate it. And again, fantastic inputs, Ravi, Anil, 2 days in a row. Ravi, 3 days in a row. Purul Muri, hopefully tomorrow we'll see you back when Rahane scores 50. And Krishna, See you later. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Ajay, Mithun, Sanjay, and whoever else supported us on the engagement. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the Friday.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
guys.
See you. Good night, guys.